Hello everyone, I'd like to welcome you to the Activate series once again. It's such a privilege to be here to speak to you today. We're going to be focusing on something very important, something that can be a life changer for you. We want to talk about adjusting your focus or focusing on the right things. All right, the primary thing we're going to be talking about is your focus, right? Focus by nature tends to draw your mind and your attention to it. Whatever you focus on has the ability to become magnified, right? Everywhere you turn to, everywhere you go, almost everything is calling for your attention, right? From the media to your workplace, to your friends, to your colleagues, your family. Now, everything is trying to get your attention. It's very difficult, especially in the world we live in today, to be very focused or to stay focused on something for a very long time, right? It's going to take a lot of discipline, it's going to take a lot of work on your own path to ensure that you are focused on actualizing a goal, you're focused on achieving something, you're focused on getting things done, right? The goal of your life, or why I'm making this video, is to help you focus on the right things, right? It's very important because unfortunately, sadly, a lot of people are focusing on things that are not important, all right? And that's the wrong way to live your life. That's the wrong way to spend your time, right? What you spend your time on, inevitably, you're spending your life on. So if you're spending your time focusing on things that don't matter, what that means is that you're spending your life on things that don't matter, right? So, um, the primary reason why I'm doing this is to help you focus on the right things. Long enough, whatever you focus on becomes your reality, right? And that is why it's so important to focus on the right things. If you focus on success long enough, no matter how many times you fail in the short term, inevitably you're going to succeed. And in the same way, it's practically impossible to succeed when you're focusing on failure alone, right? Whatever you focus on becomes your reality. Whatever you focus on has the capacity, has the propensity to be magnified. Now think about it this way. This is primarily what drives people's emotions, right? Think about it this way. When you focus on the things that you don't have, when you focus on the things that you're trying to achieve, the goals you're trying to reach, the things you don't have, if you focus on them long enough, you begin to feel a sense of ungratefulness. You begin to feel a sense of ingratitude. You begin to feel a sense of dissatisfaction, and in some extreme cases you begin to feel a sense of depression because your mind has focused on the fact that, quote and unquote, now your mind has focused on the fact that you don't have those things, right? And then it magnifies it and makes you believe that you really don't have those things. That becomes the only reality, quote unquote, that you get to see because the mind has magnified it and it has made it bigger than what you even imagined. And that is how it works. Whatever you focus your mind on, if you choose to focus on the things that you have, you're going to tend towards gratefulness. You're going to tend towards thankfulness. You're going to tend towards happiness, right? Because whatever you have is something that someone else is praying for, right? So if you're focusing on your short-term failures, if you're focusing on the things that you want to get that you haven't achieved yet, you will have the propensity to begin to think that you cannot really actualize those things or you cannot really achieve those things. That's a lie, right? The mind is more powerful than we realize most times. The mind magnifies whatsoever it is fed with, right? So if you feed it with whatever it is, if you feel like you're lacking and then you begin to dwell on that, you begin to stay on that, you begin to think on that, your mind is going to magnify that and give it to you times 10. and then you have to start battling with something you didn't bargain for in the first place. So it's very important that you focus your mind on things that are important. You focus your mind on things that matter. You focus your mind on things that can help you. Because thinking about it, when you focus on failures, your short-term failures, when you focus on the things you don't have, at the end of the day, if that is just done based on worrying, if that is done based on worrying, there's really nothing you can do to change your situation, right? Thinking about something or meditating or focusing on something that you don't have control over is a waste of time. If you can't do anything to change it, then you really shouldn't spend time being depressed over it. You shouldn't spend time being sad over it. If you know you've done what you need to do, you've put in the work, you've put in the effort, you've put in the strategies to actualize a goal, to actualize something you've been chasing for a long time and it's not coming true, then it means that it's probably not time for you to get it yet. It probably means that you need to build more capacity before you can actualize that thing that you're chasing. Right? So, what are you focusing on? What are you thinking on? Because the things you think on long enough, the things you stay on long enough becomes your reality. That is a major principle of life. What you feed your mind with becomes magnified and has the potential to become your reality. So, what are the things you're thinking on? What are the things you're meditating on? So you must understand that the mind is very powerful, right? Most times, it's more than it's more than we realize. The mind is more powerful than we realize most times, and so you begin to wonder why you feel the way you feel. Sometimes you begin to wonder why you're feeling the way you're feeling, right? It's because there have been an accumulation of thoughts, either negative thoughts or positive thoughts, right? When that accumulation happens, it can change your outlook, it can change your emotions, right? People's emotions are determined by the things they focus on. Your emotions currently, or what you're feeling, if you're happy, if you're sad, if you're depressed, if you're joyful, if you take stock and sit down and carefully analyze, you discover that where you are right now, what you're feeling right now, is an accumulation of the little thoughts you've been having in the past couple of hours, or in the past couple of days, or in the past couple of months, as the case may be, right? So it's very important that your mind is focused on the right things. It's very important that your energy, the energy of your mind, is focused on something or on things that can help you to grow, right? So what are the things that you can focus on, right? What are the things that you can put your energy on to make sure that your mind is being focused in the right direction, or your mind is being channeled in the right direction? The first thing you should channel your focus on is your assignment or your life's purpose. Many people don't take this seriously. We are all made with a purpose. We are all made with purpose. We are all made to actualize different destinies, right? And it's one of the ways you can channel your focus. Be concerned about the business of your life, right? Because life in itself is a gift. Life in itself is something that we're given to trade with. And the creator of your life, the owner of your life, is going to expect returns on the investment he has made in you, right? How are you spending your life? It's very important that you focus your energy on your life's purpose and assignment, right? There's so many things, so many potentials you have on your inside that you need to unlock for the benefit of the world. God put those things in you for the benefit of the world. And it's expected that you take responsibility and begin to unlock and unleash those potentials that God has placed on your inside, and ultimately fulfill your life's destiny. It's very important. Don't waste your time on irrelevant things. There's nothing that is as important as fulfilling your life's purpose, a God-inspired vision. There is nothing as important as that. And why it's very important is because at the end of the day, at the end of your life, at the end of time, you're going to give account of how you spent the investment called life that God has made in you. Right? So nothing comes close in comparison to importance of what you should focus on. Focus on your life's assignment. Focus on fulfilling and actualizing your God-given destiny. Right? Second thing you should focus on is focusing on the things you have, or focusing on your blessings. It's very unfortunate, or it's very sad that we take a lot of things for granted, right? Things like the gift of family, the gift of friends, the gift of good health, right? For the fact that you have a shelter over your head, it's a very big deal. And why it's a big deal is because there are people who are uh, pursuing that status that you have right now, no matter how little you think it is, no matter how small you think your stature or your achievements are right now. There are people who want to achieve or who want to reach where you're at right now, and that is an indication that is something that you should be grateful for. That's an indication that it's something that you should be thankful for, right? No matter how much you're chasing other things, no matter how many things you want to achieve, you need to sit down and count the blessings in your life. The fact that you are alive to watch this video, the fact that you can understand what I'm saying to you is a blessing. The fact that you can see, the fact that you can breathe, the fact that you have a sound mind is a blessing. And you appreciate this more when you go to a hospital and then you see people who are sick, people who are being on hospital beds for months, for years. You would tend to be more grateful, but you don't need to go that far before you count your blessings, right? It's very easy to be caught up in the web of trying to achieve things, trying to actualize a goal, and then we forget the blessings that we have. It's very important. Your family is a blessing. Not everybody has a family. The fact that you have good health is a blessing. Don't be blinded by the fact that you're trying to achieve other things and then forget the things that you have. Yes, we're all trying to achieve bigger things. We're all trying to achieve bigger goals, right? But it's very important that we remember that there are some things we have that we ought to be grateful for. So focus on the blessings that God has given you. Focus on the things in your life that are seemingly small, right? When you learn to be grateful for small things, it opens doors for bigger things to come, right? So be grateful for whatever stage or whatever phase of your life that you're at right now. Be grateful and be thankful for it. Focus your mind on that. Focus your mind. Force your mind to think on the things that you have, and you're going to tend towards gratefulness when you do that. Okay, next, you need to focus on the instructions in your failures. You need to focus on the instructions in your failures. Now, every time you fail, every time you're trying to achieve something, you make an attempt to actualize a goal and it doesn't pull through, there's an instruction for you that you need to focus on and pay attention to, because those instructions carry the potential strategies that can help you succeed or that can take you to your next level, right? So don't just complain about failing. Don't just talk about the fact that you failed. Don't just remain at the stage of failure. When you make attempts and you fall, don't just stay on the ground. You need to be careful and observant. You need to discern the instructions that are in the failure or in the things in the failure you've experienced for you to unlock your next level. It's very important. Don't focus on failure as a concept. Focus on the lessons you need to learn when you fail. This happens all the time, right? When we make attempts, we try to achieve things and then it doesn't happen, We tend to just stay down there and complain and talk about it, how we tried and didn't get it done. But if you pay closer attention, there are instructions in your failure that can help you overcome or open the doors to what you're trying to achieve. Pay attention to your pain. There is instruction in your pain. When you try to do something and then you feel terribly, pay attention. Pay attention. Every time you fail, there are instructions, there are strategies that are meant to help you overcome that barrier when you eventually try again. Right? So don't stay down. Never ever stay down. Never ever give up on your goal, on your God-inspired vision, whatever it is you're trying to actualize, you're trying to achieve. Never ever give up. Every time you fail is an opportunity to learn something new. It's an opportunity to re-strategize and face that giant again. So focus on the instructions. Focus on the things you can learn when you fall. Focus on the things you can learn when you fail. Right? The last thing I'm going to talk about that you need to focus on is focus on getting better, focus on improvement. In everything that concerns your life, there's always a room to improve. In whatever you're doing, in your business, in your career, in your job, in fulfilling God's assignment for your life, there is always room for improvement. It is mediocres that remain at the same level. It is mediocres that remain stagnant for long periods of time. Make it a conscious effort to improve. Make it intentional to improve in every and anything that you find yourself doing. Don't stay at the same level for a long time, right? Put your mind, put your resources on improving. Focus on getting better. If you're a preacher, if you're a banker, if you're a business person, if whatever it is you're doing, focus on getting better. There's always a better way to do it. There is always a better way to do it. It's only a fool that will come to a place and think that he has become a master and cannot improve. There is always room for improvement till the day you draw your last breath. There's always something to improve on. Why you need to improve is because every time you improve, you become a better version of yourself. Every time you learn something new, every time you sharpen your skills, every time you take in new knowledge as regards whatever it is you're doing, you become a better version of yourself. So why throw that chance away? Why throw the chance of becoming better? Why throw the chance of becoming an improved version? Right? It's average people that remain the same. And trust me, there are average people everywhere. Everywhere you turn, there are average people. It's going to take a lot of intentionality. It's going to take a lot of consciousness for you to constantly improve on yourself and be a better version every single time, every single month, every single week, every single year. Sharpen your skills. Be better at what you do. Right? So I'll stop here. These are the things that you can focus on. Focus on things that matter. Focus on things that are important. Don't spend your time on things that are irrelevant. Don't spend your mind on things that at the end of the day wouldn't carry any weight, right? Spend time on things that matter. Have a great week.